Howdy folks, Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer. Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is to you and yours. So for this video, I thought that we just got finished back there, with our weekly tabletop D&D game. And it was pretty much an epic session that we had. There was quite a bit of ale flowing amongst all of us, and merriment that went around, because it is Christmas time, and we did the gift exchange thing and all that, and it was a whole lot of fun. But I wanted to talk about some of the content that came out of this particular night, because this is a perfect example of how tabletop gaming can never really be replicated in any other way. Computer role-playing games or board games or any of that can never replicate true tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons or anything like that. So I'll set the stage for you. We are in a dungeon, and it's a troll cave. We've already established that it's a troll cave, and one of our party members, I'm playing a barbarian, a dwarf barbarian. Grunt Furbelly is my name, and I have at some point along I had picked up a man-at-arms, a hireling, a lower level fighter named Spud. I named him Spud. Well, Spud gets killed. I mean, he gets killed outright. He tripped. He was trying to disarm a trap, and he started out. I should go back and say he started out when I first hired him as a fighter, but when our thief in our party died and decided to roll a new character, we no longer had a thief, no longer had a rogue, so Spud took up the rogue responsibilities and basically reclassed as a rogue. So he was trying to disarm this trap on this door, and he failed horribly. And of course he triggers the trap, and he took something like 7 spears to the chest or something like that. He gets just eviscerated. So he's dead. So we have to put him aside, figuring we'll come back and collect his body to see if we can resurrect him, whatever. So we continue on, and we have a mage, a magic user, that is in our party, who is not your typical mage. He is very impatient, very impulsive, and he just reacts, and he reacts more like, if there was such a thing as a barbarian mage, I guess that would be it, because he just barges into things, and that's his character. He plays the character very well, and he's chosen that that's how he wants to play the character. So, nevertheless, he barges into something at one point, and there's a troll in there, and the troll literally splits him in two. He cleaves him basically in two. Now, this is never. I have been playing Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing games and so forth since about 1977, 78, somewhere in there. I don't even remember exactly when. I've never had this exact situation happen before. So he gets cleaved in two by this troll, and it takes him to exactly -10 hit points. And as you know, any of you know out there that play tabletop role-playing, -10 generally means you're officially dead. anything up to -10, -7, -8, -9, you are dying. But the minute you hit -10, you are pretty much officially dead. Now, so he takes him to exactly -10. The very next character in the initiative order is one of our clerics. So I've never had this happen, and the cleric just happened to be right next to the magic user. So myself and the DM, who's actually a little bit older than me and been playing just as long as I have, we look at each other and I say, I've never had this happen before, where you have somebody hit exactly -10. The very next person in order is a cleric. Do they have a possibility of using their turn to stabilize that person as they are fading into death? Because it's all happening within, 6-second turns here and there. Do they have, and so the DM says, he says, if the cleric, and he looks over at the cleric, and he says, if you decide that, and he says, what is your alignment? And his alignment was lawful good. He says, if you choose that you would rush to his aid as he's falling, dying, to try and stabilize him, opening yourself up to an attack of opportunity from the troll, a full attack of opportunity from the troll, you would be able to do that. And he allows him to stabilize him, the cleric to stabilize him, and of course taking attack of opportunity. The bottom line is, it all happens. He stabilizes him, keeps him from dying, but it keeps him at -9 or whatever, just long enough, and then we kill the troll. He took attack of opportunity, whatever. He survived it, stabilized him, and we end up killing the troll. Matter of fact, it was our fighter who has a magic item that has a chance to, it's a mask, and it actually flies off, and it goes and it tries to attack whoever the aggressor is, and it has a chance to kill them instantly. And our fighter rolled it, and he actually got to kill him instantly. So he kills the troll. We stabilize him. I've never seen that in 35 years of gaming. Never seen that. 35 plus years of gaming. I never saw that exact scenario take place that just took place. And I felt that the DM handled it perfectly, because the way I was thinking it was, damn, if you had a cleric who was very next in the initiative order, and he's right next to him, he could do something where he could try and lay a hand on him to even if it was a cantrip, whatever, to at least do enough to cauterize his wounds, whatever, to keep him from actually dying and stabilize him. And it actually worked. Never saw that before. So, fast forward, we end up going back to town. So, we finish that, and we decide, you know what? Between the traps and the trolls, we're beat. And we collect Spud, my man-at-arms, and we beat feet back to the closest town and we were able to resurrect Spud. We were actually able to go to the temple and pay the money and get him taken care of and everything. But because the magic user was wounded so viciously, even though he survived, the DM said, there's going to be a percentage chance that you're going to be horribly scarred. He told the magic user, you're going to be horribly scarred. There's a percentage chance of that. And he came up with whatever percentage it was or whatever. And the magic user is waiting. And the magic user, like I told you, he's a different kind of... He's playing the character as a different kind of magic user. Not like I've ever seen before. He's actually rooting to be scarred. He wants to be scarred. And the DM rolls, and of course, he does not get scarred. He whatever the percentage was, he rolls it and he's like, nope, you're fine. You're not scarred or anything. And so the magic user, the guy playing the magic user, is actually upset. He's like, damn. And so the DM looks at him without batting an eye and goes, the player says, well, am I scarred? And the DM says, nope, you're not. And so the player says, well, damn. And the DM looks at him and he goes, better luck next troll. And I had never heard that term, and he came up with that just like that. Better luck next troll. Because if you want to, I guess we have many chances if we encounter more trolls, perhaps there's a possibility that he'll get scarred from a horrible attack from a troll. But just off top like that, better luck next troll. And we all thought that was the comment of the night, the quote of the night. But there was a couple of runner-ups for the comment of the night. We had one of our regular players brought his brother, and he also rolled a cleric. So we actually had 2 clerics. And at one point during combat, it was that guy's turn, and he's playing a cleric, and he was not within range to heal anybody or do whatever, and he didn't have line of sight or whatever to fire a missile weapon or whatever. So he didn't have much else he could do. And I never, again, this was a night of first. I never heard this before. He says, well, can I move up to my fellow adventurers there? I want to move up close to them and offer moral support. Again, never heard that one before either. Never had anybody on their turn say, I'm going to move up and offer moral support. So that was another one of those comments of the night. And then finally, the magic user, the one who was almost killed and almost horribly scarred and so forth. He has what's known as a Kawoosh wand, where it's almost like a wand of wonder, and it does these random fire effects when you use it. Could be something really good, could be something really shitty. And he has a tendency to use this damn thing, and he ends up hurting us. He ends up causing friendly fire, or he hurts himself, or whatever. Never really goes great, you know. So at one point, when he becomes incapacitated or whatever, our druid decided she was going to go up and relieve him of that wand, so he could no longer fuck us up with his Kawoosh wand. So when we got back to town and he got healed and found out he wasn't scarred and all that, and he decides, of course he didn't know she had taken it because he was incapacitated. So he decides that what would be normal for his character would be to somehow pat himself down looking for it because he loved his Kawoosh wand. And he's checking for it. And this was the quote. He says, I touch myself trying to find my wand. That was the quote. Just like that. I touch myself trying to find my wand. This was a night of first. Those were things I had scenarios I'd never seen before. Quotes I'd never heard before. This was a fantastic night of tabletop gaming. This is why tabletop role-playing right back there will never be equaled by any other type of gaming. I love all gaming. I love video games. I love console games. I love board games. I love strategy games. I love whatever you want. You name it. I love it. But nothing will ever compete with the type of experience we just had tonight. So, I'll leave you here with a little video of my fellow gamers here. We call ourselves Crossroads Gaming, and here's a little Christmas cheer from them. So just FYI, I'm recording for my channel right now.
Yeah.
So
on camera.
Can you all say Merry Christmas from Crossroads Gaming?
Merry Christmas from Crossroads Gaming.
Right on.
Well,
The ale is flowing.
very much so. Good drink.
Catch you guys on the flip side.